Data centers continue to dominate headlines across the country, and this week was no exception. Welcome back to the States. I'm Greg Bishop. Chesapeake, Virginia is delaying some new data center proposals while it rewrites the rules for where the facilities can be built and how they're reviewed. The Center Square reporter Shirlene Guerrero reports city leaders said that the delay gives them time to develop a clearer framework before making decisions on future projects. That resolution also removes the proposed comprehensive plan amendment from the August 18th agenda to allow for more time to review revisions, research industry best practices, gather public input, and refine the policy. In the pause, it applies only to applications requiring discretionary land use approvals. It doesn't affect projects currently allowed by right under the city zoning ordinance. A councilwoman said that the delay would allow for the city to pump the brakes, take a breath, and get more public input. Meanwhile, a new report says Wisconsin is in need of statewide legislation that ensures large-scale AI data centers in the state all have to follow the same rules and pay for their energy infrastructure. The University of Wisconsin-Madison's Center for Research on the Wisconsin Economy concludes that America will not outbuild China by copying its model. It can compete through private capital, abundant energy, enforceable contracts, and faster construction. The report went on to say Wisconsin has the manufacturers, workforce, land, and industrial experience to compete on those terms. The Center Square reporter John Stife reports the report argues the sales tax exemptions for data centers are reasonable because neighboring states provide the same exemptions, and sales taxes are intended for end-use sales, not suppliers like data centers, where the product would then be subject to sales tax multiple times. The report's entitled Winning the AI Race, Who Should Pay for Wisconsin's Data Center Boom? It cites reporting from the Center Square on the amount of the exempted sales tax for the state's AI data centers, along with a legislative audit bureau analysis that shows $1.5 billion in foregone state sales tax during construction and $369 million annually once four certified projects are fully operational. The report then identified supplying data centers as a large opportunity for Wisconsin's economy to succeed. In Ohio, power regulators are taking steps there that they say are designed to protect large electric consumers from paying higher rates because of data centers. Under a new order by the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio, data center customers will have to give AEP Ohio, a large power company, notice when they plan to ramp up electricity usage so that other large consumers don't see power bills increase because of the increased demand from data centers. Down in Louisiana, Meta is refusing to disclose calculations showing how much it expects to invest, how many permanent jobs it'll create, and how much electricity it's planned for that Richland Parish data center. Now, the Center Square, Louisiana reporter Nolan McKendry reports that dispute is part of Entergy's Louisiana application to build a massive portfolio of power plants, battery storage, and transmission infrastructure for Meta's data center campus. Two consumer advocacy groups, the Alliance for Affordable Energy and the Union of Concerned Scientists, they sought 5 categories of records directly from Meta in an effort to challenge the assertion that the data center is in the public interest. Meta challenged that order 4 days later, saying that the requested material includes confidential information and trade secrets and is thus protected from disclosure. And in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott issued another directive related to data centers after a legislative hearing was held, and statewide protests are ongoing. Last week, Republican state lawmakers, they backtracked on a law that they previously supported that fast-tracked data center expansion at taxpayers' expense. Some rural Texans have demanded a special session to be called to ban data center expansion in Texas. Ahead of the hearing, multiple anti-data center events were held statewide. Now, Abbott directed the Public Utility Commission of Texas and the Electric Reliability Council of Texas to conduct a comprehensive verification and audit of all data centers advancing through ERCOT's interconnected process. The agencies must complete that audit before any data center project moves forward. So what do data centers have to say about all of this? Well, late last month, we talked to Dan DiOrio, the executive vice president with Data Centers Coalition, he said that they hear those concerns and they're working to address them.
This is an industry that is developing very quickly. We are in an era of unprecedented demand for digital infrastructure, and the industry is building out to really meet that demand and ensure that the U.S. remains the world's leader in advanced technologies while providing the infrastructure that keeps us connected every day. And I think it's certainly true that the data center industry needs to invest, and it is investing in robust community and stakeholder engagement to help communities understand what these projects are and what they aren't, ultimately how they will use resources wisely.
But DiArio, he also said this isn't just an economic issue or an issue about resource management. He says this is also about national security.
It is essential that the U.S. remains the world's leader in these technologies, because we can do it responsibly and we can build responsibly and apply it responsibly. But I think as we look at our lives today, it is absolutely crucial that we have the ability to store Americans' data here at home safely and securely. This is a national security imperative.
Now, all of this, of course, as data centers might add to the economic viability of an area, might add to property taxes, it might consume too much energy. All of these questions circulating as recent economic indicators show that the U.S. economy lost 23,000 jobs in July. The unemployment rate dropped to 4.1%. That's according to the latest out of the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics released today. Go find that story and others at thecentersquare.com.